Now, y'all know me. I come in, I'm confident. Thank you. We're going to see.
Yo, what it do, folks? It's another episode of the Fantasy. Welcome back to the show. This is week 4 we're walking into. If you are new here, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? While you're here, we're doing these NFL fantasy football videos every week. So, you know what I'm saying? Tap in with us. Go ahead and subscribe. You can subscribe to the podcast as well on podcast platforms, and you know what I'm saying, listen to it whenever you want. But we do these live streams every Wednesday, so you can come in here, get your you know what I'm saying, get your questions off, your stardom situms, all that type of shit before, you know what I'm saying, the game start on Thursday. So today, you know what I'm saying, we're getting into stardom situms. Y'all boys have been on, you know what I'm saying? Y'all been doing your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be shy, man. Like, subscribe, man. You know what I mean? Don't be shy. We got the information for you. You know, if you want to win your fantasy football league, we're here for you.
For sure. Let's take a little look at how we did last week. How do y'all feel y'all did last week?
I feel like I did terrible.
I mean, I feel like I did.
Starting off with Kareem Hunt, I'm like,
yeah,
it's not good.
I mean, from what I seen, you know what I'm saying, the graphic, we seen the graphic a little bit, but I don't know, man. I took some risks.
Yeah.
You know, risk reward. You know, I expect to see a lot of red. I put some studs on there, so we're gonna see.
Okay. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't the best week, but it wasn't terrible. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing like 50-50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was like 50-50.
Looking like I'm not
Not
do too terrible. I mean, Matthew Stafford and Carson Wentz is bad.
I missed on every running back.
Allen Robinson was terrible.
Every running back and almost all the wide receivers.
Almost all the wideouts.
All the quarterbacks was good though. But you know what I'm saying? It's a new week. You know what I'm saying? We move. So let's get into this week. We got the stardoms and situms. And Twan, we'll go ahead and start with you with your stardoms.
Yeah, let's go.
On Sean P. Let's move over to Tweez. There we go.
Let's go. All right, the stardoms. We're gonna start this off with A-Rod. You know what I'm saying? I like A-Rod this week. I like A-Rod against New England. I know somebody right here sitting with me is going to disagree for sure. My man A-Rod's in the building again. But hey, look, Aaron Rodgers coming off 2 consecutive games, throwing for 230 plus yards. You know, and 2 TDs. It's 2 straight games. He coming back to Lambeau. I think he's faced possibly the toughest pass defense he's going to face all year in Tampa Bay. So he's only developing a rapport with his young receivers. He's pretty much getting familiar with the young receivers and what they can and can't do. I mean, it's a long way from Devontae. Don't get me wrong. Nobody's going to be Devontae in this offense. No one. He's one of the better wide receivers in this league. But I think that he's going to get it going against New England. You know what I'm saying? I definitely like Aaron Rodgers to get on track this week from a consistency standpoint. They're going to have to run the ball because New England is pretty good at stopping the run. So from what we saw last week, the Ravens running back didn't do much against New England. I like Aaron Rodgers to be the guy this week. And I know I hate to say it because I'm playing Aaron Rodgers and I'm playing Sean. But regardless, hey, next guy on my list though, Joe Burrow. I like Joe Burrow in this Thursday night matchup. Joe Burrow in this Thursday night matchup to get the Dolphins at home. He's coming off a 275 yard game, with 3 touchdowns. So we're gonna see what he does against the Dolphins. The Dolphins, they were playing 100-degree heat. You know, anybody seen that Bills Dolphins game, they were dropping like flies towards the end of that game. So we're gonna see what happens. And also, for those who don't know, the Dolphins ranked dead last in the league against wide receivers. They're dead last. I mean, against QBs. I apologize, against QBs this year. They are dead last in the league. So Joe Burrow is one of the better quarterbacks in this league. I think fatigue is going to show on that Dolphins defense. Xavier Howard has to chase around Jamar Chase all day. We're going to see how it turns out. But I like Joe Burrow on Thursday night. Thursday night game is kind of scary because early in the week, you know, you got to think about it for the whole Friday, the whole Saturday if your player don't perform. But, I mean, it's something I hate dealing with. But at the same time, I like Joe Burrow in a plus matchup this week for sure. High-scoring matchup here. The next guy on my list, Russ. Yo, this is the week. I think that Russ going to cook this week. I think he is. I think this is a good spot for him.
I think Russ done cooking, man.
That's what I'm hoping.
I don't know,
I mean, I
man.
feel you. I
I
feel
mean,
you.
I feel like it's
From
got to
what you
be
see,
this week.
from everything that you might see, I feel you, dog. I feel you. Like
Even from last year, like
I got no disagreements with what you're saying, but at the same time, the Rangers corners, bro, the Raiders corners. Oh my goodness, bro. I don't know. You've been watching the games, but I'm taking Cortland. I'm taking Judy. I'm taking whatever I can start against them, man. I don't care how much game film they watch. Nobody's turning that around in 1 week. Nobody. And you got, you know what I'm saying? And you got Russell Wilson coming to town. It's not an average quarterback. Like, he's capable of putting up big game. I think this is his spot. The Raiders give up 23.3 fantasy points per game to QBs. I like Russ in his wideouts this week. I really do. I think it's a get right spot. I would start Russ with confidence this week. I would. At Las Vegas, I would. I think this is a game where he has to feel like he has to come out and he has to throw. Like, the fans been booing him at home. Like, on the road, it might look a little different, but he has to come out and do something. So I like Russ this week at Las Vegas. The next guy on my list is a sleeper. I got Marcus Mariota, and I wanted to put Mariota on here to show, the lower tier guys some love. But at the same time, Marcus Mariota gets Cleveland this week. Yo, Cleveland. I have Cleveland as my defensive special teams this week in fantasy. So hopefully they do something, but it's not looking like the Cleveland of the past 2 years. I mean, Cleveland hasn't really looked too good. I mean, they made Mitchell Trubisky look like a poor man's Aaron Rodgers out there last week. I mean, Deontay Johnson was doing what he wanted. Claypool, he hit his FanDuel numbers. Fire move hit it towards the end of the game. I mean, I like Mariota. He can run the ball too. So we're gonna see. I mean, the Browns defensive special teams. I like Drake London and Kyle Pitts. I think they got something brewing there with Mariota in regards to opportunity. So I would definitely add in, Mariota can run the ball too. So if a play breaks down, Mariota's no slouch in regards to running. He can definitely get you a quick 10, 11, 12-yard play. He's no Lamar Jackson, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, Marcus Mariota is more than capable of running. I like Mariota as like a top 12 play this week against Cleveland and at home in the dome. So, I mean, hey, I'm telling you, man, on that Cleveland defense, temper your expectations, but I like Mariota. All right. So we're going to move on to the running backs. Austin Eckler is on this list. So everybody's like, well, Austin Eckler is a surefire stardom. Not right now. No. Yo, I've been wondering what the fuck is going on with Austin,
far from
bro.
that right now. He's far from that.
Like, yo, what's going on with Austin Eckler, dog? Like,
I'm not liking what I'm seeing.
Like, yo, a lot of people drafted this man as like the 3rd, 4th pick in the first round. There's no way like Austin Eckler was seeing 5, 6, 7. He was drafting above guys like Najee Harris, Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, those others, just to say the least. But I mean, through the first 3 games of the season, it's kind of crazy. I mean, the passing work is there. He has 21 catches on 22 targets through 3 games. So the passing game is there. He's there in the passing game. But I think it's just more of just the game script. The game script of these games has been terrible, but he gets Houston this week. Houston ranks 31st against running backs. I think that he's going to get on track. I think they're going to have to slow the game down. Justin Herbert is hurt. He's banged up. He was on my sit-ups last week. Came through. Wasn't really doing shit. So at the same time, I feel like they're going to give him another week to heal. I feel like they know they got to let Austin Eckler do him this week against Houston. Slow the game down a little bit. Keep Houston's offense off the field, even though Houston's offense nothing to be scared about. But at the same time, I feel like Austin Eckler is definitely going to get in the zone this week. I think he gets in the zone multiple times this week. My call this week is that Austin Eckler scores 2+ touchdowns this week. I like Austin Eckler against this Houston defense this week to get on track. It's week 3. It's real early, so a lot of people are panicking. So if you can buy low right now, cool, buy low. But definitely don't sell this guy. Houston's going to be the game where they're like, this is the Austin Eckler that I drafted. So I like Austin Eckler this week. Next guy on my list is going to be my very own AK. Hey, yo, AK has been very disappointing to say the least. He's RB 56 and happy PR leads through the first 3 weeks of the season, but I think he's in a bounce back spot this week. The Vikings are 28th against the running backs this year. The game's being played in a neutral field, so it's going to go either way. But at the same time, Michael Thomas is banged up in this game. Jarvis Landry is banged up in this game. Alvin Kamara himself, he's a little bit banged up, but at the same time, this is one of the healthier components. He's definitely going to play in this game. Limited participation in practice. I'm expecting that all week. I like Alvin Kamara this week. He got 15 touches on the messed up rib. He got another more week. He got another more week. Jesus, Treasy. But he had another week to just get right, take some hits to that rib. I like him against Minnesota this week in London. I definitely think he gets in the zone this week. Mark Ingram scored from 5 yards out. I think it's going to be Alvin Kamara this week, especially with no MT. You might see some passing game work too. We might get a vintage AK performance, but you never know. I'll take my chances leaning towards AK versus Minnesota, who just let the Lions running backs do what they wanted, and I'll take AK over the Lions running backs any day.
I don't know. I see a touchdown for Mark Ingram this game.
Of course you do.
I don't know about Alvin Kamara this week.
Of course, man.
I don't know. I just don't see it from the Saints offense. I got to see more. Got to see what they do this week. They got a weak defense in Minnesota, but
got you.
I don't know if I see it.
Okay. The next guy on my list, we're gonna go to Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert, man. For those who don't know,
Love him.
David Montgomery, man. Last week he went out. He went down. I think he had like an ankle injury or so, and this all is going to hinge on him playing this week. So we don't know if he plays this week, but if he does, if he doesn't, I definitely want to tell you that this man ran for 20 carries, 157 yards, and 2 touchdowns last week. All the Bears do is run. They can't throw the ball. I don't know where Darnell Mooney is. Cole Kmet can be dropped. If you have Cole Kmet dropping now,
Darnell Mooney is
on for
vacation.
Hey. Nah, Darnell Mooney can be dropped too.
He's on vacation.
How's he getting in your lineup?
I haven't heard his name all season.
If you play fantasy football, you can't put Darnell Mooney in your lineup over anybody on your team right now. You can have I'm starting Brandon Ayuk over Darnell Mooney.
I'm starting a lot of people.
100%. Yeah, like I'm saying, I'm starting Romeo Doubs over Darnell Mooney for sure.
100%.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's that's the tier he's falling into. I definitely like Khalil Herbert this week. I really do. 20 carries, you know what I'm saying? Now he gets the Giants defense, who Tony Pollard and Zeke just ran for over 170 against them. So I mean, I like Khalil Herbert to get all the work this week in New York, same place where Tony Pollard and Zeke got it. If I look at Khalil Herbert just getting the ball by himself, and they're going to scheme it up, zone it up for him. I like Khalil Herbert this week. I like him to finish as like a top 12, 15 play this week for sure. I love him.
Top 10 if he starts.
My sleeper pick this week is going to be Rashad Penny. Rashad Penny, man, I'm not really a big fan on him, but I love the matchup. This is like more of a matchup play. Yo, Rashad Penny, he's played the Broncos. He played the Broncos in week 1 and the 49ers in week 2. And the Falcons run defense last week. I mean, the Falcons run D is no slouch. So if anybody's looking at the Falcons thinking that the Falcons are the Falcons of old, they're not. The Falcons are playing competitive games. They won a game. They snuck a game out last week against Seattle. And I feel like they don't get enough credit. But at the same time, I like Rashad Penny at Detroit. He's definitely an RB2 flex play for me. They run a real conservative offense with Geno Smith there. DK Metcalf is going to get his, DK, when they do throw, they're going to go to DK, but at the same time, when they run, I like Rashad Penny. Kenneth Walker, he's still, getting his footing, but I think Rashad Penny is going to come up with some big plays, enough to just be I think he's going to be a sneaky top 15 play this week, given the matchup, because Detroit, I expect them to be down in this game. They can definitely move the ball in Detroit in this game. They can move on to the wideouts.
Shout out to this little comment. Somebody said Khalil Herbert surpassed Montgomery's career high yards in a game where he didn't even start. Herbert, he's talking about last week?
Yeah, he's saying early
okay.
this week. I like Khalil Herbert, man. Khalil Herbert is going to be good this week. I appreciate that, but I definitely think he's on the ball this week for sure.
Even with David Montgomery there, he shows like games where he looked better.
He can still ball.
Yeah. He looked better than Montgomery, but we're going to see.
Yeah, for sure. Now it's not we're gonna see. He's gonna do it.
I'm saying, but to get the keys now, it's a little bit different than to be the backup. So we're gonna see.
I mean,
the pressure's on now.
You look at it. I'm like, dog, like, man, I think Herbert looks better as a runner.
Like good,
and it's crazy because David Montgomery's a solid runner too, but I think that Khalil Herbert is a solid back for that offense for sure. He definitely fits Justin Fields perfectly. The next guy on my list is going to be Gabe Davis to start off the stardoms for the wide receivers. Hey, yo, I got a little disclaimer for y'all. For anybody that thinks that Baltimore is the same as years past, at the moment, they are not. They are not, yo. I mean, I would honestly say Marvin Humphrey in the game, they've been getting destroyed on the back end. They've been getting killed on the back end. Like,
killed.
You really... They've been getting destroyed on the back end. And as of right now, they are dead last against wide receivers in fantasy. They are last. They're 32 out of 32. So, the number one wide receiver on this team is who? Stephon Diggs. We went through this last week.
Is it?
We already know.
Second on.
Yeah, don't do too much. But at the same time, the number one wide receiver on this team is Stephon Diggs. The number 2 guy is Gabe Davis, and he's going to be matched up against Marcus Peters, who has not been getting it done this year, man. I'll give that advantage to Davis. I'll give that advantage to Gabe Davis any day. The quarterback threw how many passes last week? Like damn near 60?
63.
He threw 63 passes last week. Like, come on, yo. Josh Allen is throwing the ball 63 times a game. Gotta go to somebody. Gabe Davis get another week to recover, get healthy. He gets a soft Ravens pass defense. I feel like it's gonna be a high scoring game because Lamar's putting up points. I don't even got the Bills on there, but at the same time, Peters is not the guy he used to be. I think Josh Allen will exploit the matchup. Get Davis involved early in offense. He's a wide receiver 2 for me this week. He's definitely a wide receiver 2 for me this week. The next guy on my list, I hate to say this, any Dallas fans that's out there, I usually say forget Dallas, F Dallas, X, Y, and Z, but CeeDee Lamb is about to destroy my Washington Commanders, man. I thought that the matchup last week was a plus matchup for the Giants defense with Adoree Jackson out there. But hey, look, man, CeeDee Lamb is coming out there this week. He's playing against us, man. You saw with Devontae Smith. If anybody tuned into the Washington game a little bit, they saw Devontae Smith doing what he what he wanted. And man, CeeDee Lamb, man, if I'm telling you, man, I was down on him last week due to Adoree Jackson, but he responded with 8 catches on 12 targets for 87 yards and a touchdown. If he gets 12 targets against Washington, we might pencil him as the number 1 wide receiver for the week. Like, I'm dead serious. If he gets 12 targets against Washington, he might finish as wide receiver 1. He just might finish as wide receiver 1, man.
How many targets did he get like last week?
12.
Oh, 12. You said
he got 12 targets. If he gets 12 targets this week against Washington, he might be the wide receiver 1, man. I mean, my dear Commanders, man, we've been dreadful against wide receivers, man. Devontae, just like I spoke on Devontae Smith, but at the same time, man, I don't see much changes from last week to this week. He's going to eat Fuller. He's going to eat William Jackson on either side of the field. He's a top 5 play for me this week. I think that CeeDee Lamb's going to finish top 5 at his position this week. And it sucks because I'm going to be in Dallas watching the game in person.
CeeDee Lamb again.
Yeah, I'll be like, fuck this shit. I mean, but at the same time, I think CeeDee Lamb's going to eat. I think if anybody eats for Dallas, definitely going to be CeeDee this week for sure. The next guy on this list is going to feel really good for me to talk about my man, Amari Cooper. If anybody knows about how I feel about Amari Cooper, it's everybody on the set, those who watch the show, Amari Cooper, you always hold a place near and dear in my heart. For sure, man. You're my guy. Hey, bro, I like Amari Cooper. Bro, I've always liked Amari Cooper. What's the reasoning? He's just a solid route runner. He's like a solid. He's just solid across the board. I like.
You want to know the reason?
What's the reason?
He had him in fantasy football,
and he did well for him.
Yes. Any players that Twan draft does well for him becomes his guys. I'm not mad at Alvin Kamara. You win me money. You win me this.
I ain't get him this year though.
Yeah.
I could have got Amari Cooper this year.
But did you see it really from Amari Cooper?
I did for the Browns. I didn't. But he's been eating the past 2 weeks, like eating. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
he looks good out there.
16 catches on 21
routes out there.
Like 16 catches on 21 targets for 202 yards, 2 touchdowns over the past 2 weeks. That's not bad for a Browns receiver.
No, for sure.
That's not bad at all. I mean, it's not bad at all. I mean, next you got the Falcons, bro. The
Great
Falcons,
matchup.
who are 28th against wide receivers. AJ and Terrell, Casey Hayward, they're not living up to expectations.
No, because the defense is the wholesome shit. Like if you don't have a D line, linebackers or nothing,
exactly,
your corners can't do much out there. Like
100%.
They can make plays,
they're just guarding all day.
Yeah, exactly. They can make plays, but they're not going to look like they're supposed to look because you don't have
you get Amari Cooper defense, coming in. You know? My man, like he just drank from the fountain of youth. Like I mean, I feel him, man. He coming into the dome. I think he keeps up the consistency. I think consistency has been a problem with Amari Cooper, but I feel like he keeps it up this week. I feel like he goes 3 in a row with 100 yards and a touchdown. I start him as a high-end wide receiver 2 this week for sure.
I like it.
All right, and the last guy on my list right here with the wide receiver is going to be DK Metcalf. I mean, I thought the man was missing for 2 weeks, but apparently Geno Smith found him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Geno Smith found him.
Come on, man.
I mean, I'm serious though. I mean, I'm no knock against you, man, but I mean,
he pulled him out the mud.
Geno found him too. Yeah. He had 5 catches on 64 yards and a touchdown. Don't get me wrong. But the 12 targets look good, though. He had 12 looks. And 12 looks. 5
for 12, man.
12 of those dropbacks went to DK. I like that, man. Fantasy's about opportunity. That's what we talk about. So, I mean, they look even better when you think that he's playing the Lions this week. The Lions.
Could be a high scoring.
Like Jeff Okudah. Come on, man. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about Owarrior. That the other guy. Not worried about that, man. We saw what Washington did. Washington's 1-2. So at the same time, man, I see a big game for him against the Lions secondary. It's been week in and week out. They've been destroyed week in and week out. Minnesota got at them last week. It wasn't Justin Jefferson, but it was, it was Thielen. Thielen scored. Madison and them. Then they got at him. So at the same time, I like DK this week. He's one of the only options in the pass game. You might see some Tyler Lockett too, but I would definitely lean towards DK Metcalf in this game. On my tight end list, I like Hockenson. I like Hockenson this week because DeAndre Swift is banged up. My number one stardom right now is going to be Hockenson. If anybody has to score in this Detroit Lions offense, it's going to be Jamal Williams, or I would go Hockenson only because Amon-Ra St. Brown is a little bit banged up too. For those who don't know, Amon-Ra St. Brown is a little bit banged up. So if I'll take my chances right now with Hockenson. The targets have been there for sure. So just take your chances, be patient. This is why you drafted him for games like this. Goff is gonna have to look underneath a lot. You're not gonna be able to check down to Swift. You're gonna be able to check it down to Hockenson though. Williams not really a pass down back. I like Hockenson versus Seattle. Top 8 finish for me this week for sure. Next guy I got on my list is Darren Waller. A lot of people are like, oh my God, you got Darren Waller on the start. I'm starting him anyway, but at the same time, like Darren Waller hasn't really been getting it done.
Haven't really heard his name either.
Not at all. Not at all.
He's another one of those guys.
He's been fucking up. And I would say fucking up. Anybody seen the game last week? He was in the same spot as Devontae Adams on the touchdown pass, and he dropped it. And Devontae was like, "What are you doing over here?" No, for real. Like, I mean, I know somebody in here seen it, but at the same time, Denver 25th against tight ends. If anything, the reason why I really like this is because I'm gonna go a little deeper in depth with y'all. Devontae Adams gonna see a lot of Surtain this week. You're gonna see a lot of Surtain. Darren Waller is going to be running free, eating up whoever the safety is. I don't think Justin Simmons is playing in this game. So Darren Waller is going to be the guy who's going to be open consistently. Darren Waller is no slouch. He's a top end tight end. This is what you drafted him for. Games like this, division games, close games, grounded out games. When they need to go short yardage, they might go Darren Waller. I feel like they will go Darren Waller. Hunter Renfrow hasn't lived to expectations this year. So we definitely going to see a lot of Darren Waller in this game with Surtain on Adams. Adams is going to do Devontae, but I like Darren Waller to be the guy who we drafted him to be everybody out there. So I like Darren Waller as the top 5 finish this week for sure. Yo, David Njoku's next on my list. I mean, my man has arrived. After years of untapped potential, man. This is untapped. This is untapped potential right here. I mean, last week my man had 9 catches on 10 targets. 90% chance my man was bringing the ball in. My man was wide. If anybody watched the game, yo, he looked good. Any prop bet, he crushed probably any prop bets last week that you could have possibly put on him. I mean, he had 89 yards and a touchdown. He saw the zone. I like him again this week. They're playing the Falcons. They got a 31st ranked defense against tight ends. I think Njoku goes crazy again.
I like it.
I think Njoku keeps this up. I think Brissett is like, yo, somebody that I trust in the short yardage passing game. I mean, outside of him and Amari Cooper, I feel like Njoku's going to be the guy. I feel like Njoku's going to do his thing against Atlanta. I like him. I feel like you start him with confidence. Top 5 finish coming. Definitely fire him up. Last but not least, I got my man Robert Tonyan. So Robert Tonyan is on this list because my man gave me some good advice. You know what I'm saying? He gave me some stats from last week. He said Devin Duvernay only had 2 catches and a touchdown last week. What you going to go off, Torn? I was like, you know what, man? You a Pats fan. You going to tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. What other wideout do? Nothing. It was all Mark Andrews out there. All right, cool. Give me a little bit of advice from my next little segment. But I like Robert Tonyan. The reason why is because, Mark Andrews went off last week. Mark Andrews, what Mark Andrews had 2 touchdowns and what? How many yards?
Yeah, 89 yards.
89 yards. I just need Robert Tonyan to do half that.
He got 12 targets.
I need Robert Tonyan to have 45 yards in the touchdown. And he's a starter. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna throw to somebody. We looked up, hey, the Patriots had the number 1 corner in via Pro Football Focus. Hey, Jonathan Jones is going to be out there on Allen Lazard. My man Jalen Mills is going to be out there on Romeo Dobbs. It's going to be a tough outing probably for Aaron Rodgers, but I like Aaron Rodgers in this game regardless. He's going to throw to somebody. It's going to be Robert Tonyan. I think Robert Tonyan is going to be open. I think Robert Tonyan is going to be open early and often. New England's defense isn't like years past, similar to Baltimore. We've seen it. We've been seeing it. So I like Robert Tonyan this week versus New England, and I would definitely fire him up. I would fire him up. He's a solid game for me this week. I think he's going to finish at the top 10 tight end this week for sure. Definitely think you can start him. The defensive special team this week. What we got on this list? Oh, I don't even got that right there. The Packers versus New England. I like the Packers versus New England. The reason why I got this on this is because Mac Jones might not play. You got to take advantage of this right now. I think it's going to be sacks early and often in this game. They got Brian Hoyer there. They keep saying that if anybody knows the offense better than Bill Belichick, it's going to be Brian Hoyer. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like
He's a backup.
Yeah, he's a backup.
It's a fucking backup.
Like Mac Jones, come on, bro. Like, I mean, he's throwing to Devontae Parker because Jacoby Myers out there. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. But at the same time, I like the Packers defense. I think they're gonna get after him. They held the Tampa Bay offense to 12 points last week. They get New England at home. On the road, it's gonna be a tough game. I know New England's drained from chasing Lamar around all day. So I like the Packers defensive special teams. And I think they're definitely going to finish at the top 10 unit this week. For sure. Then they're going ball. The next defense I got on this list is, let me take a look. 49ers and Rams. Yeah. Yo, the Rams, a lot of people see the Los Angeles Rams and they think like, oh, high potent offense. Nah, man. Outside of Cooper Kupp, who I expect to get his, do not bench Cooper Kupp. Don't get cute. But at the same time, Cooper Kupp is going to get his. The rest of the offense, Cam Akers, he's fumbling on the goal line. Allen Robinson's getting 5 targets per game. Tyler Higbee. He's boomer bust at the tight end position. The running game is not really much there. You know, last week they held the Broncos to what? They lost like 10-11 or something like that. That was the soggiest Monday night game I ever seen.
Yeah, that
was a terrible game. But at the same time, the 49ers defense is pretty solid, man. I think they're going to pressure Matt Stafford. You're going to get after him. They got one of the better middle linebackers in the league in Fred Warner. I don't think the running game's going to be there. I feel like they're going to key on Cooper Kupp. It's going to be a lot of turnovers, a lot of sacks in this game from Bosa. They're solid across the board. Don't ever count out the 49ers defense. And they're playing at home. Like against Los Angeles Rams division game. It's not going to be as sweet as you think it's going to be. I would definitely take the under on this game. I like the 49ers defense in this ball game for sure. Next on this list, I got Cowboys versus Washington, man. Cowboys versus Washington. So the Cowboys, Washington, Carson Wentz last week, he just looked like he was getting exposed. I feel like the Eagles had like 8 sacks in the first half or something like that, man. It was really bad across the board. He had no time to throw, no time at all to throw. It was getting after him. I think Michael Parsons probably gonna finish this game with 2 sacks. He's gonna improve on his defensive player of the year rating. I like the Cowboys defense to create some turnovers in the game, get some pressure on Carson Wentz, force some turnovers. I mean, we're not gonna be able to run the ball on them for sure. We're definitely not gonna be able to run the ball on them. So we're gonna see how it turns out. Hopefully Washington pulls it out. Hopefully Washington pulls out the dub. But at the same time, the Cowboys, they've been looking pretty solid on D. They held their own against Tom, Joe Burrow, and Daniel Jones. But who's Daniel Jones? So we're gonna see how it turns out. Hopefully Washington pulls it out. But I like the Cowboys defense in this game for sure. I like they're gonna get out to the quarterback. They're gonna create some turnovers for sure in Dallas. So that's a plus matchup for them at home. They've been looking like a top 5 defense this year. And last but not least, we got the Colts defense versus Tennessee. Colts turned it up last week. I mean, they beat the Chiefs. They're coming over high. They're on the high right now. So they get Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has not looked like Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has not looked like the Derrick Henry that you all wanted to draft. You know, everybody's expecting this 100-yard, 150-yard game from Derrick Henry. I thought he was gonna go for 200 against Las Vegas, but he didn't. I think Shaquille Leonard might be back in the fold this week, so you don't know. You never see. So hey, hopefully the Colts shut it down this week. They got another one at home. They got another plus matchup at home. Treylon Burks. I thought the breakout was coming last week, but it wasn't. Stephon Gilmore is looking like the Stephon Gilmore of old. He came up with a big play towards the end of the game. So the passing game, I don't think it's going to be there. They don't got too much on offense in regards to the receiving aspect of it. I feel like they loaded up 7-8 in the box against Derrick Henry. They can shut it down. And I like the Colts defense to create some turnovers too against Ryan Tannehill, man. I feel like they're going to be up in this game because Tennessee defense is not too well. So I feel like they'll be playing with a lead, big game for Jonathan Taylor. And that's all I got, man.
Yeah. That name, Treylon Burks.
Yeah.
We can't hear that name ever again on this show. Till he shows me that he can catch passes from Ryan Tannehill. That's it.
He only got 2 targets last week, man.
Yeah,
I mean, like a shit show, man.
I mean, the Tennessee offense ain't
Patience,
really been
patience,
doing
patience.
anything. You know what I'm saying?
I don't hear that name ever again on the show
gotta be patient, bro.
because I've been saying his name a lot, like Treylon Burks.
Which you was
Robert
high
Woods.
on him?
No, remember? You don't remember Treylon Burks?
I remember the name.
I said I'm not saying.
I remember
I'm
you
never
said
saying
you weren't
that
gonna
name.
say it,
Remember on Sunday. I
but
said,
even
I'm not
since
saying
then,
that.
you said you said
No,
it
no,
like-
but I'm done with that guy.
Even since then, you said it every episode since. You keep telling us you're not gonna say his
No,
name, and as you're doing
No,
that,
the
you're
only
saying
reason
his
I say the name is because I don't want people to think I don't know who the wide receivers are on that team.
yeah, but they're not worth mentioning, is what you're
Not
saying.
no more. So
Yeah.
I'm letting everybody know now.
We're gonna see.
Who is catching the balls over there? Like,
Treylon Burks, man.
I was about to say like Ryan Tannehill's throwing some
Who?
passes.
No one's catching the ball over there. If
It's
Treylon
coming
Burks
this week.
is the
It's coming
guy,
this week.
if he's the one catching the ball, then no one's catching the ball.
If he's your pass catcher, it's not good.
Yikes, man.
And I looked at it. He almost scored a touchdown. Bullshit ass joint, but no one's catching passes over in Tennessee. I don't know who's catching passes.
It don't look good over there.
Can't call it bullshit if it's fantasy points, man.
What do you mean? He's not getting fancy points. Like,
You said almost. Hey,
almost doesn't count.
It doesn't. 100%.
Jonathan Taylor almost scored a touchdown last week.
All right, man.
A lot of people almost scored a touchdown last week, but they didn't, man.
Let's take this little commercial break, and then we're gonna be back with the sit-ems.
Yo, this is Mac, and every Friday morning, me and my guy Brooke Facil get up early for our morning show podcast early. Get up with us Friday mornings at 8 as we discuss the things we found most interesting that week, from cryptos to sports bets to money moves and much more. We also sit down with some of the dopest people we could find, like Zach Kerr, Eric Ebron, Kevin Iso, and much more. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Early the Morning Show, to catch our live streams on Friday mornings, and subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform to listen whenever you want. Don't forget, Friday mornings at 8 a.m., get your ass up early.
And now y'all don't have Matt Jones. Y'all have the backup. What's he gonna be doing?
Handing the ball off. So like we should have been.
Y'all run games like this.
All right, so while we you know what I'm saying, take this little intermission and everything like that, I got a new little segment for little moments like this. This is called Over Under Reactions.
Let's get it.
All right, so basically I'm gonna present a question. You see, tell me if it's an overreaction, underreaction. Thus far, Trevor Lawrence, given what we know thus far, Trevor Lawrence will finish higher than Aaron Rodgers. Sean, what you think?
Overreaction.
Overreaction.
Overreaction. Aaron Rodgers is about to have a big game this week. This is gonna be his coming out party. 3 touchdowns, 300 yards against New England. New England's good against the run, so I feel like Aaron Rodgers is gonna come out throwing the ball like he did against Tampa. Like the first 2 drives look great. You know, they went up 14-3, but I feel like this is his game right here against the Patriots.
But this more for the season. Like, do you think
Oh,
Trevor Lawrence will finish
Fuck
higher?
no. Fuck
You don't
no.
think Trevor Lawrence will
Nah.
finish as a high? Is
Nah.
that an overreaction?
And I like
because
Trevor Lawrence.
right now, Trevor Lawrence, I think, is what he's
I mean,
sitting in the top 10. Now.
Yeah, it's
He
a
is
lot.
sitting
It's
in
a
the
lot
top
of
10.
quarterbacks ahead of Aaron Rodgers right now. But in these coming weeks, he's going to show everyone that why he was the back-to-back MVP. So
I hear
no
that.
overreaction.
Twan, while you're here, over under reaction. Trevor Lawrence will finish higher this season than Aaron Rodgers quarterback ranking. Talking to the microphone. You said no. You don't want to talk into the microphone.
No.
Is it an overreaction or underreaction?
Overreaction or underreaction? All right. Next over
I feel like
underreaction.
it's an overreaction, man.
Okay. Next over underreaction. Oh, that's the same one.
There's no way that's happening, bro.
I can't even see that. I like Trevor Lawrence though.
At this point, get whatever you can for Austin Eckler.
I mean, right now in fantasy football, like after 3 weeks, you can tell like, is this player going to be
Involved.
Oh, you can't.
Yes, you
No,
can,
you
bro.
can't.
This is when
Jonathan
you,
Taylor. What is his rank right now?
But he had a game where he had
I think the first game
Yeah.
he had one game.
okay,
One
but
out
he
of
had
three.
the game.
1 out of 3.
He had the game.
That's the game.
He had a game.
How many yards? How many points did he have?
He had 161 in the tug. You do the math.
How many points?
He had like 25.
Okay.
All right.
Against who? Houston?
It
What
doesn't-
did he do?
we're
What did
not-
he do
we're not
against
asking-
better defenses?
We're not asking against who.
I'm asking you, what did he do against better
What
defenses?
I'm saying
what did he do against
is-
the Chiefs? A
what
low
I'm
end,
saying
run defense. What did he do?
What do you mean the game got
What do you
out of hand?
mean? Add it up. Add up the
I mean,
points.
They won the
What
game.
did I don't give a fuck about the team. This is fantasy. We don't care. We don't care about
The
what the
volume
team
was
does.
there for Jonathan Taylor. All I'm saying is Austin Eckler's not even getting his past game work. He's not getting it. All I'm saying is right now, I would sell Austin Eckler right now for what you can get.
for what you get. What is what
Now
you
you
get
can
look
sell
like?
them high. You can
What does
still
that look
sell
like?
What
What
I'm
is-
saying is you can still sell them high right now.
All right,
Week
give him
three.
what you can get. What is
With
that?
you 3. I just don't like the way the Chargers offense is going right now.
What is what you can get?
You can get a lot for him.
What is that?
You can get a high end wide receiver 2, a running back 2 right now, right there for Austin Eckler.
Who?
Why are you saying who? I need to see the rosters, man.
You need a player. Comp. If you don't have this player, go get this player for Austin Eckler.
James Robinson and Gabe Davis for Austin Eckler.
I'd take that. You wouldn't take that?
What
I
you
would
mean?
take- I want those guys. I want James Robinson and
Yeah.
Gabe Davis. I'm not sold on Austin Eckler right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can get guys like that. What you talking about?
So
You better do it this week.
this is an
'cause
overreaction?
This is the week.
This is the week.
This is the week. This is the week where the price is going up. The price is going up. If you have Austin
that last
Eckler-
call.
hang on, man. Hang on.
Last call.
I guarantee you.
I'm about to send that trade right now.
Of course. I'm like, anybody listening to the team sound like at the same time? Yeah, man. Nah, that ain't it, bro.
All right, let's get into these sit-ems. Oh, wait. All right, just go grab your phone.
Ross.
Tweet. I said tweet. All right, let's do one more. Over under reaction.
Hey, man.
Sell Devontae Adams high. Overreaction, underreaction.
I'm neutral on that.
You neutral on that?
I'm neutral on that. I like that.
Sean.
Sell Devontae Adams high. No, keep him.
No,
I'm keeping Devontae Adams right now.
I hear that. All right. You ready for your sit-ems?
Yeah, let's get into the Sims.
This might give you Austin Eckler and a player for Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
Exactly.
You gotta take your chances here, man. But yeah, we're coming in with Carson Wentz. Hey, Carson Wentz is coming off a stinker, man.
Yeah.
A stinker to the Eagles, man. Like I thought this was a revenge game, but no. He's coming off a stinker. He had 8.6 fantasy points last week. Now he's facing the Dallas defense in Dallas. Tom Brady and Joe Burrow had under 17 points against this defense. So I don't like Carson Wentz this week at Dallas. I feel like you need to give it another week. He's not a streaming option for me this week. He's not a starting quarterback. I'm sitting Carson Wentz this week. Coming in number 2, we got Matthew Stafford. He's also coming off a stinker. And now he's playing at San Francisco. He didn't throw a touchdown last week. That's the first time in the last 27 games for Matthew Stafford. And now he has San Francisco. I don't like it. They're number 2 against quarterbacks this year. So I'm sitting Matthew Stafford this week at San Francisco.
Nigga, Cooper Kupp still got in the end zone.
And Cooper Cup still scored. Cooper Cup, like
He's a
Twan,
fucking
Twan
machine.
said earlier,
He's always gonna get hit.
Cooper Cup is going to get hit.
Anybody gonna get there?
Literally.
Anybody in this offense going to get there is guaranteed. It's Cooper Cup.
Definitely gonna be Cooper Cup.
I didn't
So-
even know that Matt Stafford hasn't thrown a touchdown. Or
No.
First time he didn't throw a touchdown
In the last 27
That's
games.
crazy.
Last 27 games.
I wonder when the last time Cooper Cup didn't score a touchdown.
Solid.
give it that.
Solid.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking crazy.
Coming number 3, Derek Carr. He had a solid week against the Titans, but who hasn't had a solid week against the Titans? Now he's playing the Denver's defense. They're allowed to 7 fewest points to quarterbacks this year. I don't like Derek Carr. That offense, they're 0-3. People say they're the best 0-3 team in the league. I don't agree.
What does that even
What does that
mean?
even mean?
What is
They're
that?
0-3.
They're the only 0-3
They,
team now.
they came in. The Raiders came in
There's
this
only
year.
one
They're
other
supposed to be
0-3 team.
the high-powered offense. Like this guy said, oh, they're gonna whatever. Hunter Renfro. When have we heard Hunter Renfro's name in this
We haven't.
season?
Not since that episode.
We haven't. I try to let everyone know
The
Hunter
last
Renfro
time
is not that guy. Devontae Adams can barely get it done over there. Derek Carr, sit him.
What's that shit? What they be doing? Nixon 6. Derek Carr said,
Hey, sit him.
I'm fucking weak.
He's not the guy that you thought he was going to be this year.
Oh, shit.
Justin Herbert, I love Justin Herbert as a quarterback. Top 5. He'll finish as a top 5 quarterback this year. But the ribs, that's it for me. I don't know. You know, he gets another week to recover, but it's just the ribs for me. That offense has not looked good. Like we talked about Austin Eckler, he's not looking like the guy. Keenan Allen practiced fully, I think, today.
I think he did. Yeah.
I think he did. So he'll have Keenan Allen back. So I'm not saying bench him. I'm just saying downgrade him only because of the ribs. If it's ribs hill, I could be wrong here, but downgrade him this week. You're starting him for sure, but downgrade Justin Herbert this week. We got to see how he recovers from the rib injury. Coming into the running backs, Cam Akers. He had 12 touches last week. Daryl Henderson only had 4. He scored a touchdown, but they're at San Francisco. I just think this is still a committee backfield with the Rams. I don't know any given week who's going to get the touches. And they're at San Francisco. Tough defense. I don't like it. They're ranked 4 against running backs this year, San Francisco. So I'm sitting Cam Akers this week. J.K. Dobbins coming in number 2. Good to see J.K. back after the ACL injury. He had 9 touches last week. I feel like his touches will increase, as the season goes on. But they got the Buffalo Bills, who's ranked 4th against running backs this year. So I don't like J.K. Dobbins. And they have Lamar Jackson, Action Jackson. He's stealing everything from all the running backs in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So I don't like it this week versus Buffalo. Coming number 3, we got Miles Sanders versus Jacksonville. I like Miles Sanders this year, but you still got Boston Scott getting touches, Kenneth Gainwell getting touches. And again, like I said before, with Lamar Jackson and Dobbins, you have Hurts. He's stealing goal line touches from Miles Sanders this year. Miles Sanders is always getting something stolen from him. It's either the other running backs or the quarterback. So I don't like Miles Sanders this week. I feel like this is a setup game versus Jacksonville, who's been playing well. I feel like Hurts is going to throw it to the receivers or he's going to run in them himself. So I don't like Miles Sanders in this game. I'm downgrading Aaron Jones in this one. New England is ranked 5th against running backs this season. So I don't like Aaron Jones. I mean, if Aaron Jones gets this, he's going to get it in the pass game. But I feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to try to get that chemistry with his wide receivers in this one. He's going to be throwing the ball down the field. He's going to be making the Patriots look bad out there. People are sleeping on Aaron Rodgers, but I feel like this is his game to come out and throw the 4 touchdown game for Aaron Rodgers. So I feel like
To Romeo Dobbs.
I feel like Aaron Jones is going to be in the back end of that. I mean, he can get some passing work, but I feel like Rodgers is going to be getting the chemistry with his wide receivers this game. I don't like Aaron Jones. I mean, of course, you're starting him, but we're going to come back. It's going to say Aaron Jones had 7.7 fantasy points.
Oh, man.
So I don't like
Nigga on
Aaron
his
Jones in
predicting
this
I
one.
don't know about 7.7, bro.
7.7. I mean, come on, man.
I mean,
I'm just
no,
like, you know.
no.
But 7.7 Aaron Jones. No argument. But nah, coming in, I don't like Brandon Cooks as wide receiver this week. He's a center for me only because of quarterback play. Brandon Cooks has been getting the targets, and the Chargers have been getting them yards, but they've been giving up the yards to the running backs. So I like Dameon Pierce more in this game than I like Brandon Cooks, all because of quarterback play. That's my only argument for Brandon Cooks. He's a good player, but the quarterback play with Davis Mills is not there. So I don't like it. I mean, the Chargers are ranked like 26 against wide receivers. So it's room for him to do things, but with the quarterback playing Davis Mills, I don't know where he's going to throw the football this week. So I don't like Brandon Cooks. Coming in number 2, we got Allen Robinson. He's benched in all formats. He's benched for the rest of the way for me. You bench him in the 3 games. In 2 of the 3 games this year, he has 5 fewer targets, and he only has 1 touchdown in this game, and it was like a 2-yard touchdown. So I don't like Allen Robinson for the rest of the year. After this week, if he doesn't do anything, he's droppable. He's not the same Allen Robinson that we've seen the other week. I mean, you can drop him. He's a waste of a roster spot right now. Right now, you're still thinking, should I start this guy?
And also, I feel like this Rams offense is just not as like high powered.
It's not
as it was.
Yeah, it's
last
not.
year.
It's not the
It's
Rams
not
offense of
scoring,
old.
It's not scoring 30 plus.
And
not.
the 49ers have given up the second fewest points to wide receivers this year. So he's not in a good spot this week. It's the Cooper Kupp show over there.
Mm-hmm.
Any other wide receiver in LA, you bench him.
Yeah,
Like,
you can't start him right now.
because Matt
Definitely
Stafford looks like shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't even look good.
DJ Moore, another guy that put up a stinker last week. And he's playing with Baker Mayfield. I don't like it. He scored 2.5 fantasy points last week.
Jesus,
2.5. And
that's
You
2 more
drafted
points
this-
than I scored.
yeah, exactly.
carry on.
You drafted this guy, DJ Moore, like the 3rd or 4th round.
Fuck
He's
you.
caught 3 or fewer passes in 3 straight games.
Yeah,
So DJ Moore is a guy that you sit, you wait for Baker Mayfield to look like Tom Brady, which would be never. So you bench DJ Moore
Until I say so again.
So you bench him, yeah. Until I say so. My startums maybe, or choose the startums. Gotta give him credit, but yeah. But Jamar Chase, Jamar Chase is a downgrade. He's going to see a lot of Xavier Howard this week. And as you know, last week, Stephon Diggs only had 10.9 fantasy points going against Xavier Howard. Of course, you're starting Jamar Chase. He could score a touchdown, could have a big play,
What's your call on this, bro?
but I'm downgrading.
What's your call? On
Oh,
How many points is Jamar
How many
Jamar
points is
Chase?
Jamar? I gotta hear this.
Points with Jamar Chase, I'm going to go with 11.3
11.3.
for Jamar Chase.
I see it. I think that's a good call.
That ain't bad.
I mean,
That
I
is
like
bad.
I like Xavier Howard over there. I think this is a T. Higgins type of game.
Me too.
In this one, I like T. Higgins. If you're a bet man,
I'm gonna show you my
Hey,
same game parlay.
hey,
for this
take
one.
T. Higgins on the score touchdowns, the over yards.
I was
I
gonna
like
say,
T.
I
Higgins.
got- I gotta-
11.3 or less, right?
I got a same game parlay.
I'm not making no bets though. I'm not going to bet that. But
That's
yes,
a good bet. It's a
Jamar
good bet.
Chase, 11.3 or less for me, man. Downgrade him.
I got,
Of course, you're starting.
T. Higgins,
Yeah, of
60
course.
plus yards and a touchdown.
Everybody got the T. Higgins.
T. Higgins, I like T. Higgins.
I like T.
bro.
Higgins too. Only because I saw, basically what you said, Sean.
Mhm.
Like I feel like Xavier Howard's gonna be on Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
T. Higgins is gonna be open for him.
It's going to be a coming out party for
Tyler
T.
Boyd.
And I mean,
Tyler
Tyler
Boyd.
Boyd can maybe get his. So if you're a bad man, you want to throw it all on the line.
Yeah.
You know, throw your money like you're throwing it to strippers. Hey,
You want to throw it away, basically.
put it on Tyler Boyd. You know what I mean? But yeah, coming in, my tight end Tyler Higbee, at San Francisco. As you can see, I don't like any of the players except for Cooper
Kind
Kupp
of like shit in
on that
LA.
offense. So Tyler Higbee, I mean, he's a tight end. He's beginning the targets. So you can't afford to sit him. But if you're listening to me and you want to just throw a dart throw with another tight end, sit Tyler Higbee because he will have 2.3 fantasy points at San Francisco. This is going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. Man. I'm making it a thing.
Nigga, somebody gonna have to score over there, bro.
Yeah. It's not
It's just
gonna
not
be
going
Tyler
to
Higbee.
be Cooper.
Cooper Kupp.
It's just not gonna be Allen Robinson or Tyler Higbee.
Coming in again, Dawson Knox. He's
Or
another
Cam
guy.
Akers.
He's another
Or Cam
guy
Akers.
that you
Cam.
probably can't
No one.
afford to bench Dawson Knox. But going against the Ravens at Baltimore, I feel like Josh Allen is mad. He's going to get Stephon Diggs involved. He's going to get Gabe Davis involved. I feel like it's not going to be enough action for Dawson Knox. I'm not saying he's not a good player. I mean, you're probably going to start him, but at Baltimore, I feel like the receivers are going to be more involved in this one. Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, big games for those guys this week. Coming number 3, Irv Smith. He fell back to reality. He had 5.2 fantasy points this week after having 14.6 in week 2, and he had already shown in week 3. But Irv Smith, he's not the guy. I thought coming in the season, I thought he was a sleeper, but no. At New Orleans, I like New Orleans defense. I don't see it from Irv Smith. I see Justin Jefferson getting back on track this week, and Adam Thielen picking up where he left off last week. I don't think it's going to be enough action for Irv Smith. They're going to run the ball with Madison or Dalvin Cook, whoever's in there. And Irv Smith is going to be on the back end this week. Downgrade, George Kittle at the Rams. The Rams defense, I feel like they're going to come to play. I feel like, of course, you're starting George Kittle. I just feel like temper your expectations. Last week wasn't a good showing for George Kittle. He's coming back from the injury, a little bit slow. Really, the offseason, he practiced, but then at the end of the offseason, he wasn't there. So I don't see it from George Kittle. Of course, you're starting them, but temper your expectations going against the Rams. I like their defense. And I really don't see it from George Kittle. So, yeah, temper your expectations there for George Kittle. Of course, you're starting him.
I like George Kittle, man.
You like him? How many fantasy points?
11.
11? Come on, man.
I think George. I
For a
mean,
player like George Kittle?
yeah, man.
To
You
start
gotta
him?
look at the body of work. Like Jalen Ramsey going to be on.
No.
Depot
What
whenever
I'm
he's
saying
lined up
is
out there,
you're saying 11. Yeah, that's good.
That's
and all.
decent.
I'm not saying don't start him. I'm saying he's a downgrade. So you say he's 11?
11 is a downgrade for George Kittle.
No, you're saying that's not a downgrade.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah,
You're
that's
saying
not.
that's good.
Yeah, I'm saying 11.
I'm saying if you
I'm
feel like
starting him.
you feel like you should like bona fide start him. George Kittle.
Yeah, I
feel
don't
like
think
you
you
should
should
say
go
like
less.
13 or 14 fantasy points for George Kittle.
Why?
Half point PPR.
11.
11?
Full, 13, 14. Yeah.
Okay, 11. All right, 11.
So Sean, you say downgrade. How many points do you think you score? Like, what's
I
a
give them
downgrade?
like 9 or 10.
What? What do you think he's supposed to score every single week? George Kittle is not Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews. You think those guys supposed to score
But he's
17,
supposed to be in
18
that caliber
points?
though.
What?
When you hear George Kittle, you hear a bona fide stud.
Yeah, but you don't hear
A playmaking.
I don't feel like a
18.
Tyler Higbee where like, oh, he
You
might
don't-
sure like 9 or 10. You know what I mean?
He's a playmaking
Like,
tight end.
I'm not looking
Like
for
that's
9
good
or 10.
for those guys.
So
But for George Kittle,
George
where
Kittle's
you
in the
drafted
passing
him,
game.
I want
A lot of points.
12, 13, 14 fantasy points. Right or wrong?
wrong.
What are you looking for George Kittle? You have him.
11? Consistently.
Is
He's
11
not
your-
George Kittle of old.
You're happy with 11? No.
Bro, he doesn't have Patrick. He doesn't have Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes throwing him the ball. He has Jimmy Garoppolo throwing him the
I
ball.
mean, but
and Trey Lance.
Garoppolo gets him out the way.
I mean, there's like you think about Darren Waller. What are you expecting? He has Derek Carr throwing him the ball. I'm lower on Darren Waller than everybody else is. So
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Temper your expectations on George Kittle this week. We're gonna come back. Like now, defenses, I'm sitting Bills at Baltimore. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
He's
There you go.
playing lights out.
Enough said.
Number
Like,
two.
he's
Number
playing
two.
lights out.
Number two.
Enough
Number
said.
two.
He said, enough said.
Bucks versus Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce. No, you like
We
the
just
Bucs
saw what the
defense?
Colts did against them.
It's a new week.
It's a new week.
It's
Yeah,
a new week
it
for
is.
Pat
a new
Mahomes
week.
to get better, and I feel like if you got the Buccaneers defense, you're not starting them this week against
You're not
Kansas City.
starting. You're not starting. You're right. My bad, bro.
You know
Trying
what
to
I mean?
try and catch lightning 2 weeks in a row.
The Saints at Minnesota, I feel like bounce back week for Kirk Cousins. He has the active streak right now for the longest that a quarterback's thrown a touchdown pass.
Every game.
Yeah, every game.
Yeah.
Active streak. So I like Kirk Cousins to get back on track. I like Justin Jefferson to get back on track. Adam Thielen to pick up where he left off. I feel like this could be a high scoring game. I feel like Jameis gets back on track this week also, and I feel like they're gonna be throwing touchdowns in this one. So I don't like the Saints defense versus Minnesota.
I'm starting the Saints defense.
I knew it was coming.
I'm starting to say because you did
You
that.
like them?
Bruh.
You like
Yeah,
them?
bro? I do. In London on a neutral field.
Yeah.
They got to travel there. They got no
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook out there. Dalvin
Yeah.
Cook not about to play with that
Madison
fucking
picked up
shoulder.
right where Dalvin Cook left
I'm
off.
good.
Start 'em.
Against the Saints.
Start
Ask
'em.
Christian McCaffrey what's up.
Show the people
Yeah.
you put them in your lineup right now.
All right, bet.
And don't move. Don't move.
I wish I could
Show 'em
zoom
right
in.
now.
I wish you could zoom in on it, nigga.
It don't matter.
I wish you
Let me
could.
see.
Look, Saints. What you say?
They in there.
Bang. Bang
Bang.
there.
I love it.
Yeah, I know
There you
you
go.
do.
See, that's what you do. I'm
And
playing
don't-
this
he
guy
said it,
this
and
week.
don't change that.
I'm playing this.
Yeah,
I'm
don't
not
change
gonna
that.
change it. I'm
I'm
not
playing
gonna
the
change it.
fantasy
I'm
in
not
our
gonna
league
change it.
this week.
I'm gonna send it to
So-
y'all live from Dallas. live from Dallas in the
That game
hotel.
gonna be over by then.
Nah, that game's at 9:30 in the morning.
Minnesota.
So,
Yeah,
it's-
I'm saying that game's gonna be over.
No,
by
that
then.
game's gonna be over before the game starts.
That's what I'm
So,
saying.
at the
Before
same
the
time-
before the
So-
Cowboys game.
Are you-
Yeah, exactly.
are
I'm
you-
good on that.
Are you going to be available for the show on Sunday? We do it early.
Nah.
Oh, look, no.
Why would I? I'm gonna be in
I know,
Dallas. Like
it
I'm
don't
gonna be doing
matter.
it from my seat in Dallas. Like, come on,
Yeah.
dog. I'll give y'all a little fan field
It's like, nah,
experience.
we-
Walk around the stadium, getting hassled with my
Look,
McLaurin
look.
jersey on. But go ahead, do your thing.
Coming in at the last defense, the Eagles versus Jacksonville. Like I said, I think Washington playing Detroit, I said this is a setup game.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville has looked good.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is looking like the first round, the first pick in the draft that we thought he was going to be. Christian Kirk is earning his money over there. James Robinson is looking like he never tore his Achilles. And yeah, they're looking good over there in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
so
man.
I think
Yeah,
this
they
is
are.
a setup game for the Eagles. I feel like this is going to be a high scoring game, high scoring affair over there. I feel like Jacksonville gets the win over here, and they're going to show the Eagles that they're not who they thought they were.
Wow.
Uh-oh. You heard it here
Your
first.
game pick is Jacksonville.
Yes, my game.
So
pick is
we're there.
Jacksonville.
We're there.
My
now.
game
We
pick is
over the game
Jacksonville.
pick.
So when we
The game pick is
do
Jacksonville.
the
My game
shit on
pick is
Sunday,
Jacksonville.
don't change.
It's gonna be
it.
Jacksonville.
I like Jacksonville too. I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
hold you.
it's
I'm not
gonna
gonna hold
be
you. I do like
Jacksonville, bro.
Jacksonville. Even before coming
Watch.
to this show, I like Jacksonville.
People citing the
think
Eagles.
it's a- I
Who
do
they
think
beat?
it's a
They beat
trap game.
Washington
They beat
New York.
Detroit.
and Detroit.
Yeah,
Who they beat?
you just named them.
Nobody.
Who's Washington beat?
Jacksonville.
We're playing like
What
that.
the Eagles just
Yeah.
do? What the Eagles just do to us?
We're playing like that.
Annihilated us.
It doesn't
But-
Destroy.
son,
Destroy. It wasn't not destroy.
Twan, any
Yeah.
given Sunday,
The
it doesn't
Colts
it
also
doesn't
just
work
beat
like
the
that.
Chiefs.
Exactly. Coaches to beat the Chiefs. Would they beat the Chiefs this
The
week?
Jets
Fuck
also
no.
beat the Bengals.
Exactly. Come on, bro. You can't look at football like that.
I'm
Nah,
sitting
but
quiet. I'm sitting
yeah.
quiet because I know what's going to happen.
What's gonna happen?
Jacksonville gonna win.
Trevor
I-
Lawrence is
How
gonna
do you
look
see
like-
this playing out? Tweez?
Trevor Lawrence is going to look like a third round pick.
It's gonna look like the Trevor Lawrence of last year.
Nah, bro.
Go back to his old
Trevor
ways.
Lawrence is going to be shaking his
The
boots.
Eagles,
Brandon
the
Graham and
Eagles
Fletcher
will win
Cox.
this game. I mean, the Jacksonville Jaguars will win this game,
Said it right
and
the
they're
first
they're
time,
gonna
man.
bring the Eagles back to reality.
I do feel like the Eagles are due for a reality
do.
check.
They
They're-
do.
They're due for a reality.
And
check.
who else against Jacksonville?
You got Christian Kirk or Darius Slay?
Jacksonville. What you talking about?
He said football's not played that way.
Exactly.
The game
Exactly.
is not played that
not
way.
like
It's
that,
not.
so it's-
I'm not talking about fantasy. I'm
It's
talking
not
about a
tennis.
win or a loss against a team. I like Jacksonville.
I hear that. Okay, that does it for the Sittums, right?
Yeah, man.
Wrap it up.
Let me see.
Yeah, man. That does it for a show.
Yeah, that does
Wrap
for
it
the
up.
Sittums. He said you can take that to the bank. I'm fucking weak. All right, but they right, man. That does do it for the fantasy. If you're here, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying. Also check us out on the podcast. On everywhere. You know, Spotify, Apple, Anchor, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, we there. Sunday we got our last minute lineup show, and yeah, outside of that, everybody, good luck with your lineups, good luck with your fantasy matchups, and you know what I'm saying, most importantly, enjoy the games on Sunday. And yeah, y'all got anything else?
Nah, just make sure y'all tune in on Sundays for the last, your last action, your last lineup setups.
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
That's important, man. That's important. These injury updates and
Injury,
everything like
yeah.
that. We be talking about all of that. These things change.
They do.
So you know what I'm saying? You definitely
Daily.
want to tune in.
Tweed's gonna be live from Dallas to show y'all the scene out there. So yeah,
we gonna be inside Jerry's world with him.
Live from Jerry's
We
World.
gonna be inside Jerry's world with him. You know, what I'm
Live
saying?
from Jerry's World. I might be getting heckled in there. Y'all gotta have my
Yeah, you
back.
gonna need
in
some
that
support.
joint.
You gonna need
Oh,
some
sure.
virtual support or whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You gotta
that
just just get us on the
joint,
phone.
hey,
I'm in
yeah,
there.
I'm in
Got
there.
you.
Win,
Might
lose,
be
or
on
draw.
FaceTime
Win,
with you
lose,
the
or
whole
draw.
time.
Be on FaceTime. You know when they say that.
Next flight out. Next flight. We got you
I don't
on the
know,
back
hey,
end.
Anybody on TikTok when your man getting stomped out with the boot? I might not make it out of that joke if they win. And if Dallas, if Washington win that game, I might not make it out.
I feel like if they lose, it's gonna be worse. For
Oh
you.
my God!
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
yeah.
around a whole
Oh,
bunch
wait.
of happy Dallas drunk fans. Fuck that.
Fuck McLaurin.
Yeah.
I told you.
Hey,
I told you.
make sure you wear a t-shirt under so you can take your jersey
Yeah, I
off.
got it.
after this.
Nah. I got too much pride. I'm gonna walk out that door.
Walk out the joint
Chill
like.
out, bro. Chill out. We good.
Hey.
Nah, but have a good time though.
Sure,
Hey,
100%,
sure.
100%,
That's a
100%.
dope experience. I already know
100%,
you're gonna have a good time,
100%.
man.
And Dallas is a cool place. I got family in Dallas, so I've been out there a couple times. Like the town, the city.
Oh, okay.
It's fire. You never been out there?
Never.
Yeah, it's
Only
it's cool.
Houston.
Good weather. You know what I'm saying? It's the parts that I've been very like suburban. Like it's cool.
Mhm.
It's cool. All right. Yeah, man. Everybody enjoy the weekend, and we'll see y'all. We'll see y'all on Sunday. All right.
Y'all know me. I come in. I'm confident.
Thank you. We're gonna see.